Let's come to order. Mr. Stockton, are you on there?
Judge, he'll be here in just a second.
Is the clerk's office
We
on?
don't have the clerk with us. No.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. There's two people. Let me get them real quick.
I can't see you.
Try to get that one. There. All right. I want to bring them in, Judge.
Okay. Okay, will you turn the camera off? Wait just a second. Turn the camera off at the detention center. Turn the camera off at the detention center. Just for a second. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, will y'all raise your right hands, please? Confirm that you will conduct your duties as members of the grand jury of the Clinton Circuit Court, that you will carefully consider all matters brought before you, that you will keep all things confidential, that you protect and defend the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the United States of America. You do that?
I do.
And you, thank you very much. You go with the clerk and she'll take you to the grand jury room. I'll be over to see y'all later afternoon when you finish your work. When you return to the indictments, I'll be there. Okay. Thank y'all very much. Okay. The first case we're going to call is Mr. Stockton. Is Mr. Stockton on there yet?
No, Judge, he's coming. Give him just a second.
Okay. Something happened there. There you go.
Are you ready to sing?
Yeah, wait on you.
Okay. Okay, the first case we're going to call is 20 CR 0086 and 20 CR 0058, Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Angela R. Raines Riddle.
Yeah.
Okay, are you Angela Riddle?
Yes, sir.
Which one of the names do you go by?
Yes. Rains.
Pardon? Raines.
Rains.
Okay. Well, you want to, I got you. Okay. Do you want to conform those indictments, Mr. Stockton?
We have her indicted under range, Your Honor. We can.
Well, there's another one, 20 CR 0058, that she's listed as Riddle. And we're on revocation. Both of them.
Okay, we'll conform that, do an order, Your Honor.
Okay. We're here on a revocation hearing. You ready, Mr. Sheff?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Will you proceed, Mr. Stockton?
Yes, Ms. Riddle here is on an 8-year sentence, Your Honor, 5 years tampering physical evidence, 3 years possession of a controlled substance. Received that sentence and was supposed to be on a 90-day curfew from when she was released to take care of her mother, who was ill. We're alleging she violated the curfew and also has a new misdemeanor arrest, a DUI. I have supposed to have Lance Watson standing by to testify. But I don't see him.
Did y'all give him a call offline?
Yes.
I sent him the link.
Yeah, and I spoke to him Tuesday. to be present.
Okay, well, if y'all just call him real quick, maybe they usually go into the sheriff's office for those.
Yeah. While we're getting him, I could call Mr. Payne, Your Honor, as a witness.
Okay, call Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne, turn your camera on. Raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give totally but the truth. I can't hear you. You got your microphone off, Mr. Payne.
Sorry
Muted.
about that. I do, sir.
Okay, will you identify yourself and within what capacity?
Officer Carson Payne with the Division of Probation and Parole. I supervise Clinton County probation and parolees.
Okay, you may proceed, Mr. Stockton.
Mr. Payne, are you familiar? Have you been supervising Miss Angela Raines?
I have, sir, since February of 2021.
And did she sign her conditions regarding her probation and parole?
They were verbally went over with her on the phone. due to
Okay.
COVID.
Did she have any special conditions imposed by the court?
Yes, she had a 90-day curfew.
Okay, and what was the extent of that curfew? What was she allowed to do?
Allowed her to go to the grocery store and take her mother or herself to the doctor.
Okay. Are you aware of her violating that curfew during the 90 days?
On March the 22nd, 2021, subject was arrested by Clinton County Sheriff Deputy Watson and charged with operating a motor vehicle under controlled substance, license to be in possession and failure to wear a seat belt in Cumberland County.
Okay. Now, once you learned of that arrest, what did you do?
I learned of that arrest. I contacted the jail and I was going to place a detainer. However, she had already been arrested. I called her phone. She did not answer. So I contacted the judge's office and your office and requested a warrant be issued. A warrant was issued. I went to her house that day. She was not home. She'd already been released from jail. And I directed her to report to the jail the next day to see me. And she called me that afternoon. I told her to report to the jail, but since the warrant was active, she was arrested that night at her home.
Okay. And did you see her after she was arrested?
On March the 24th, she was drug tested at the Clinton County Jail, and she was on-site positive for methamphetamine. Subject denied use, and her urine sample was sent to the lab for testing. On March
Okay.
the 29th, I received the drug results back, and she was positive for methamphetamine.
Okay. And is that the only contact, I guess, physical contact you've had with her since she's been on probation and was at the jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no other questions for Mr. Payne.
Mr. Sheffitt, would you like to inquire?
Yes, Your Honor. So Carson, I guess you had her about a month.
A little over a month, sir.
Did she have a report date in that period of time?
She did. It was over the phone.
Okay. So that would have been sometime earlier in March.
We reported March 17th.
Okay. And
And
she did,
wa-
and when, after you tried to find her after she was bonded out or released on bond in Cumberland County, she did call you back.
She did call me. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It was
I-
later that evening. I don't know the exact time, but it was up in the afternoon.
Okay. And then that night she was picked up on the warrant.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No further questions.
You have any further inquiry, Mr. Stockton?
Have no other inquiry, Your Honor.
Is your other witness on the line?
He says he's trying to log on. I can try to get him by telephone. I don't see him on the computer screen. My secretary just spoke with him. He's at home trying to log on. I don't know if he's having mechanical difficulty or what.
Does he want me to call him?
We can call him if you want us to do that. Try to do it with telephone.
Let's get him on the phone.
Okay.
Might be.
Lance, this is Jennifer. The judge is gonna put you on telephone, okay? Okay, just a moment.
He's on the telephone, Your Honor.
Officer Cash, can you hear us?
I can.
Okay,
I believe he
Well,
may be on.
I see you logged on now. There you go. Okay, will you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You identify yourself, with whom you're employed, and in what capacity?
I'm Lance Watson, employed by Cumberland County Sheriff's Office as a deputy sheriff.
Okay, Mr. Stockton, you may proceed.
Deputy Watson, on March the 22nd of this year in Cumberland County, did you answer a complaint regarding Angela Raines?
I did.
Can you tell the court what happened?
The sheriff called me and gave me a complaint of a vehicle headed toward the Maribone area, possibly under the influence. And I waited there on Hadley Stretch for the vehicle. It passed by, and the driver was a female, not wearing a seatbelt. And I conducted a traffic stop. And upon the stop, the driver had slurred speech. And can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. The
She had
driver,
slurred speech. Was she still in the vehicle when you were talking to her?
she was.
Okay, what happened then?
And I got her out and performed field sobriety test, and which she didn't do great on. I performed the HGN, walk and turn, and one leg stand. And she admitted to taking, I don't have my citation in front of me, but she admitted to taking some substance.
Okay, was it pills or meth or what? Do you remember that she admitted to taking?
I'm not for certain on that,
Okay.
but
Did you find any type of contraband in the car that's meth related?
I found a little cylinder container, and it had a substance in the bottom of it, but I never did test it or anything.
Okay, and she admitted to you that she had been taking pills or some substance?
Yes,
Okay, based on your training and experience, do you believe she was impaired while she was driving?
I did think that.
Okay, and was she arrested?
She was.
And
She was
what?
took-
And
she
go
was-
ahead.
She was took to the hospital where she consented to a blood test.
Okay, okay. And you charged her with operating a motor vehicle under the influence?
I did.
And I also noticed you charged her with not having a driver's license. Is that correct?
Yeah, she didn't have a driver's license owner.
Okay. Did you find out whether she actually had a license or not?
Yeah, she did. I got her social security number and ran it through dispatch and was able to figure that out.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Sheffitt, would you like to inquire of the officer?
Yes, Your Honor. What time of day or night was this, deputy?
I'm not certain. It was daylight. I was in the evening, probably 4 or 5 in the evening.
Okay. And do you know anything of the calls that came in that got you out to that area?
I was already actually in the area patrolling when the sheriff called me and gave me the complaint.
Okay. And you don't remember what substance she mentioned using?
I don't have my citation with me in my cruiser, so I'm not sure what she said.
But she did submit to a blood test, and that's pending.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. To your knowledge, has her case been to court yet?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. What was the date on this?
Maybe a week or two ago, max 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'd like to stipulate for the record, the citation says March the 22nd.
No further questions.
No redirect.
Mr. Stockton, do you have the citation with you?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, would you hold it up to the screen there to refresh the officers? Is that the citation you wrote there? Can you see the citation?
It is the one I wrote.
Okay, can you go to the description portion of it, Mr. Stockton? Hold it up there for him.
Yes.
Okay, can you read that, officer?
Hang on just a second. It's real small on my screen.
Your Honor, Commonwealth can read it into the record. No objection to that.
Okay, will you read it into the record, Mr. Stockton?
Yes, Your Honor, on the body of the citation, it's on March 22nd, 21, and the violation time was 17:20 military time. And the time of the arrest was 17:41. Sheriff gave me a complaint of the driver in a white Jeep Liberty headed toward Maribone from Burkesville, possibly under the influence. I met a vehicle that matched the description on Hadley Street. The driver was not wearing a seatbelt. I conducted a traffic stop on Casey Fork and Highway 90. During the stop, the driver was unable to produce license. As I was speaking to the driver, she had slurred speech. I had her perform field sobriety tests, which showed indication of impairment. I also found powder residue inside a cylinder container located in the driver door. I was unable to test substance.
Does it say anything on there about any admission, or is that it?
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say, Mr. Sheffett, before Mr. Stockton makes his argument? Do you have any witnesses you'd like to call?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Stockton.
Your Honor, I would ask that Ms. Raines be revoked. Ms. Raines was initially charged with trafficking and tampering physical evidence. She had several co-defendants. I've dealt with Ms. Raines for many years. She's been in drug court. She's had issues with substance abuse. I was intending on sending her to prison at that point in time, but her mother called me. She had throat cancer, and I think a lot of her mother. She's a fine lady. And I agreed to do a split sentence and put her on a curfew so she could be at home to stay with her mother. That's the reason I agreed to this. I didn't agree to her be out getting DUIs and using controlled substances. Not only did she get the DUI, she violated her curfew. Then 2 days later, Mr. Payne tested her. She tested positive for meth, and she denied use. So it tells me that she's not amenable to probation. She's not amenable to taking care of her mother and doing what she needs to. So I just asked that her probation be revoked.
Mr. Sheffett, would you like to respond to that?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, you know, there's no argument that she was charged with DUI. That case is still pending in Cumberland County. No argument that she a drug test was labbed and came back positive for meth. So there is some violation here for the court to consider, but I don't think it rises to the level where revocation is necessary. And I do think there are some factors here, particularly Ms. Raines' health. Obviously, there's some health issues. She's got chronic heart failure as a condition, and I assume that's what she's in the hospital for at this time. I would ask the court.
That it's not in the record.
Well, she's from a hospital room, so.
Well, I know she's from the hospital room, but I don't know what her condition is or how long she's going to be there or anything else.
Well, the court can take whatever, can imply whatever the court sees fit as far as, but obviously it's not normal for an inmate to be in a hospital. So there's something fairly serious going on, fairly dangerous, or she wouldn't be there. So I would ask the court to consider a sanction, maybe put her on a drug patch for a period of time, which would give some assurance that she would not be using. And, that would be something that her or her family would have to bear the expense of. But that is something that is available to Clinton County folks through D-Tracks. So I would ask the court to, upon her release from the hospital, to release her to home incarceration and/or a drug patch. And hopefully she can get on her feet, and Carson can get her into SAPA OP or some other programs when she's healthy.
Mr. Stockton, you have anything?
I just say I think her life expectancy would probably be greater where she's not able to get the drugs. If she does have a heart condition, she's using meth. I don't think that's very good self-medication.
Yeah. Well, I've looked, I think that Ms. Raines has extensive criminal record here. In 20 CR 0058, she was charged with possession, several counts of possession, trafficking, possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, other charges. And then she had tampering with a prisoner monitoring device when we let her out previously. Then we home incarceration. She was charged being probated her, put her on a curfew, which she violated. I know I will take judicial notice that she has been in the Russell County Jail, and the jailer told me he was going to refuse to take her back because of problems with her and her family and that sort of thing. So I just don't think there's any way that we can let Ms. Raines back out. And we're not, because of these continued violations that she has. One of the worst things that can happen to anyone, as far as I'm concerned, it's on a pretrial diversion or probation or conditions of a bond and have curfew on them, is to get out and operate a motor vehicle under the influence and run over some people. So I think that I hope Ms. Raines' condition improves, whatever it is. I have no way of knowing what her prognosis is or anything, but we just don't really have any way to protect the public or protect her from herself. So based upon the evidence that we received now from the probation and parole office and from the Sheriff's Department in Cumberland County, I'm going to revoke her. I guess, Mr. Payne, you need to inform the corrections cabinet of her location. I don't know how long she's going to be there or whatever. And I will put the conditions on her until they take over, that if she remains hospitalized, I'm not going to require the jailer to stay with her. He's there. You there? Still there, Mr. Jailer?
Yeah, I'm still here.
And he facilitated this hearing. He went down there, and I'm relieving you from the responsibility of staying there. She's a state prisoner now. Okay.
Your Honor, I will draft an order. I think the order probably should say that the hospital will contact either somebody with Mr. Payne's office or the jailer once she's released to be picked up. I don't know who to put in there.
Well, I'm going to put Mr. Payne in there. Is that all right with you, Mr. Payne?
I'll have to check with my supervisor and see. I talked to Clinton County Jailer yesterday, and he recommended that an order be put in that the hospital contact the Clinton County Jail, then they will go pick her up and take her into custody. Then his jail inspector will find a home for her. Is that correct, Jailer?
Yeah, that's what they said. They couldn't get her into a state facility until she was released from the hospital.
Okay. Well, that's fine with me. We'll just do a revocation and order that the hospital shall contact the Clinton County Jailer upon her release. He'll make arrangements to transfer her into state custody. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And I think there was a request to do Daniel Moreland. Is that correct? Where is Daniel Moreland?
He's in the Russell County Jail, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor, here's Mr. Daniel.
Thank you so much. Commonwealth Kentucky versus Daniel Moreland, 08 CR 0079 and 0C8 CR 0078. Are you Daniel Moreland? Okay, could you step away from him and let him take his mask off, Mr. Jailer?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Moreland, were you born in 1987?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The last four digits of your social security number are 9809, is that correct?
No, sir.
What are the last four numbers of your social security number?
9027.
9027. Okay, well, please make note of that. Mr. Cross, do you represent this gentleman? Your microphone's not on, Mr. Cross. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
There we go.
You're now tried. Okay. We can't hear you, Mr. Cross. Mr. Shefford, are you involved in this case?
Well, Your Honor, DPA has had the case, and I think Mr. Cross had the case as well. This is obviously an older case. And I've talked to Mr. Moreland about the case. I don't think he was aware that Mr. Cross was still involved.
Mr. Cross, we cannot hear you.
Why don't Mr. Cross call my cell phone and we'll put him on speakerphone?
Okay. Well, let's proceed. Mr. Cross is not listed on the docket. Yeah, there he is on the docket. Mr. Cross, are you there?
He didn't answer. There he is. Hello, David. Let me put you on speakerphone. He's on speakerphone now, Judge.
Hey, you can turn your camera back on, Mr. Cross. We could see you and then hear you on the cell phone.
Well, we're trying to lock back on where you can hear me on the, okay, I understand what you're saying. And I
Yeah,
don't know
there
if
you
I'm
go.
still okay or not, but honestly, it's stale, and I have not spoken with Mr. Moreland, but I've told him to do me to see exactly what the record reflected. And I'm happy I've not been retained on this. I'd be happy to defer to Brad.
Okay, that'll be fine. Thank you very much. Maybe you can get reconnected here in a few minutes. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're here on a revocation hearing. Would you present your case, Mr. Stockton?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Moreland has been supervised out of Louisville. The lady that's supervising her is Amber Ulanowski. I hope I didn't butcher her last name. She's present via Zoom.
Would you like to call Ms. Ulanowski? Give us the correct pronunciation of your last name, please.
You got it correct. Ulanowski.
Okay, Ms. Ulanowski, raise your right hand. You swear the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, will you state your full name, with whom you're employed, and what your position there is, please?
I'm Officer Amber Ulanowski. I work for the 30th Judicial District of Probation and Parole in Jefferson County, and I've worked there since September of 2011.
Okay.
Okay, you may proceed, Mr. Stockton.
Ms. Ulanowski, do you supervise all general population or just sex offenders?
I have a mixed caseload of sex offenders and then the youthful offenders right now.
Okay. Have you been supervising Mr. Moreland?
I have since he was placed on my caseload in April of 2018.
Okay. Now, somebody that's on probation for sex offense, they have quite a few more restrictions, I guess, than a normal probationer. Is that correct?
If they are ordered to do sex offender treatment program like Mr. Moreland was, then yes, they are on supplemental conditions as well.
Okay. What kind of supplemental conditions did Mr. Moreland have that a general probationer would not have had?
He was not allowed to have any unsupervised contact with anyone under the age of 18. If he had any phones or computers that had internet access, they were to be monitored or he was not allowed to have them. He wasn't allowed to go into places where children are the primary congregants. He wasn't allowed to go to parks, things like that.
Okay. Now, was he participate in the sex offender treatment program out of custody?
He actually completed that in, I believe it was December of 2020.
Okay. Did those conditions remain in effect once he completed that program?
They do remain in effect, yes.
Okay. Now, I want to take you back to the recent violations Mr. Moreland had. Did you have problems with him either reporting or moving out of your jurisdiction without permission?
I did, yes.
Could you tell the court about those, please?
Yes, he reported to me on the phone on 2/4/21, and his next report day was 3/4 by phone and 3/8 in person. And I'll just explain that they report once by phone, and then they have to do an in-person report day too in the same month. So they report twice a month. So on 3/4, Mr. Moreland contacted me as directed by phone. He had expressed his desire to move with his brother outside of Jefferson County. And I told him that once he found an address to let me know, because he's on a 1,000-foot rule. So I have to make sure that it's compliant on the registry. He indicated that he understood, and that he also indicated he was still residing at his last listed address. On 3/8/21, he failed to report to me in person. He had contacted me at 2:40 a.m. That morning, leaving me a message that he was in the hospital because he thought he had COVID and was getting COVID tested. He called me during the morning of 3/8 while I was in the midst of my parking lot report day, which is when all my caseload comes in. So I wasn't able to talk to him very long, and I told him I'd call him back in a little bit. I tried to call him back at the number that he had called me from. No voicemail could be left. While I was waiting to hear back from him, I contacted U of L Hospital to see if he was a patient there. They stated he was not. Mr. Moreland later called back and stated he was at the University of Kentucky Hospital. He said that he had gone to U of L Hospital, that they had run out of the rapid tests for COVID, and then they transported him to UK by ambulance. I told him that story didn't make any sense, but to contact me upon release of the hospital. I then contacted UK Hospital, and they stated he was not a patient there. I tried to reach him by phone on 3/9 and 3/10 and was unable to reach him. I contacted his landlord then to find out his status. They stated he had moved out of their residence at the end of February, and that he had told them he was moving with his brother. On 3/11, Mr. Moreland's brother contacted me back because I had also left him a message. He stated that he had spoken to Daniel. Daniel had called him and told him he was in Somerset, Kentucky, and gone to look for a place to live there with his brother. I asked him to have Mr. Moreland contact me immediately. Mr. Moreland then contacted me and first stated that he had a friend and him were driving around Jefferson County at the end of February to look for properties him and his brother could move to. He stated that his friend's mother had an emergency and that the friend refused to let him out of the car while they were in Jefferson County and traveled all the way to Somerset with him, where he dropped off Daniel and wouldn't take him back to Jefferson County. Once I said that story didn't make sense and that basically he was saying he was kidnapped, he then said that he had just willingly gone to Somerset, Kentucky. And he also said that it wasn't pre-planned, but then he did admit later on that he had moved his stuff out of the residence and that he was not at his listed residence since the end of February. He also admitted that he lied about going to the hospital. He did end up, I guess, having a COVID test at some point, but not at U of L and not at UK. So that was the first part. And then along with that comes the violations of leaving the county without permission because he was not allowed out of Jefferson County. And then he's a registered sex offender, so he has to update his registry. He moved out of his listed residence at the end of February, did not let me know, and did not update his registry. So he was declared non-compliant on the registry. And he also has to report a change in home address to me if he moves, and he did not indicate to me on 3/4 that he had moved.
Okay. Did you actually have Mr. Moreland turn himself in, or did you get a warrant, or was he arrested? What happened as far as the next time you saw him?
I have not seen him since today, but yes, I requested a warrant. A warrant was granted and issued. I had spoken to Mr. Moreland's brother on that same day. He said that he was going to go stay with his brother. I knew it couldn't be a permanent household and that I was going to request a warrant since he was essentially had been gone for at least 2 weeks where I didn't know where he was. And Mr. Moreland's brother agreed to have Mr. Moreland turn himself in, which he did. Mr. Moreland did turn himself in on the warrant.
Okay. Okay. Now, you never had any problem as far as him being outside your supervision before, had you? You're muted, Miss Ulanowski. Yeah.
Sorry, hit a wrong button. No, he had never left the county, I don't think, without permission before.
But he had other violations, is that correct, where he hadn't complied with these sex offender conditions?
Yes, he has had numerous violations.
What kind of violations has he had as regards those?
So he has had multiple occasions where he's had a phone with internet that he had not reported that I had found out about, and that he would then lose or break, but somehow those phones would not be presented to me to look over what he was doing on there. So that occurred at least twice. He's also had unsupervised contact with children. I believe that happened at least twice. And let's see, he has also had use of cocaine that occurred in 2019. And let's see, he's had a use of methamphetamines that occurred in 2019 and a use of opiates that occurred in 2019.
Okay. And this is the first time you've requested any type of revocation or done a violation report. Is that correct?
No, I requested revocation back in April of 2019, but I think that at that time it wasn't filed. It was told to go through his treatment provider and to continue to monitor him. And then, yes, so that's what I did. And then he had the in July of 2019 and then June of 2020, he was still in sex offender treatment. So his treatment provider and I talked about it. He had other sanctions, but his treatment provider put him on a behavioral contract. So,
okay.
But I did write reports to the court.
Okay. I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Shefford?
Your Honor, I have no questions for Ms. Ulanowski.
Okay, do you have any further witnesses, Mr. Stockton?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, would you like to call any witnesses, Mr. Shefford?
No witnesses, Your Honor. I would like to make an argument and a statement.
Okay, please proceed.
Your Honor, I have filed a written notice of objection to the Commonwealth pursuing revocation on this case. It's very odd sentence that Mr. Moreland received. He received, and Mr. Stockton, I'll defer to you if I get the sentence incorrect, but it appears to me he got 10 years to serve, was probated at the time of sentencing back in 2010 or 11, then served his lengthy prison sentence, which would basically be a serve out on a 7 years, because he started with probation and pro in 2018. So he would have served out a 10-year sentence. Then long after 5 years would have expired from the date that the probation order was entered, he was put on probation. I don't know of a mechanism in Kentucky law to allow that to happen. I think this is not a proper sentence. I think it's something that the court should consider fixing. And if not, then I intend to appeal and see what the appeals court thinks should be done with it. But I just wanted to, there should be a written notice of my objection. I wanted to state that objection on the record. So
I have it here. I have a copy.
So that it will be there. I mean, I think one way to look at it is, I don't think you can probate someone and then have them serve essentially a 10-year sentence. I don't think there's any mechanism in Kentucky law that allows that. So,
Mr. Stockton, what do you have to say?
Your Honor, I would first of all say that Mr. Moreland at the previous, at the entry of the judgment was represented by counsel. That was an agreement that was negotiated by myself and his counsel. I think that was done at his request. It's a 20-year sentence, served 10 years, balanced, probated. That judgment is in effect. It's entitled to full faith and credit until and if it's set aside. It's been recognized by the court. It's been recognized by the Department of Corrections. So I don't think the objection that Mr. Shefford filed is the valid way to attack that judgment. So I would ask that first of all be that judgment be entitled to full faith and credit until and if it's set aside. I don't know that it will be.
Yeah, I've read your motion and we tried to look into it a little bit. It appears to me that it was a 20-year sentence.
It is a 20-year sentence, yes.
Have 10 years probated.
Yes.
So I'm going to revoke Mr. Moreland on those two cases. And I understand that you reserve the right to appeal this. I don't think I have any jurisdiction. Hasn't been a motion for me to alter or amend or vacate based upon anything. And so I'm going to revoke him and you can file an appeal. Okay, thank you very much. The officer can be excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ulanowski, for your appearance. Okay, is there any private counsel that I guess everybody else we have maybe be at the Russell County? Russell County, do you have any preference on how you bring?
We've got
these
Ms. White and Mr. Cross, private counsel, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And Mr.
Who
Hurd.
do you have, Mr. Cross?
Yeah, Mr. Hurd also. Didn't mean to leave him out.
Who do you have, Mr. Cross? We can't hear you, Mr. Cross. Mr. Cross?
He's welcome to come and use my computer. I'm next door if he'd like.
You know, I'm going to miss this mute button when we go back to regular court. I've never been able to mute Mr. Cross before, so.
Ms. White, we'll take your case up. Mr. Cross, you've had an offer of technology use. Okay. Ms. White, who do you have?
Your Honor, I represent Travis Flowers. He's in the Clinton County Jail, I believe.
Okay. Commonwealth Kentucky versus Travis C. Flowers, 16 CR 0057. Are you Travis Flowers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your last four digits of social security number 5823.
Yep.
You're born in 1993. What do you have, Mr. Stockton?
Your Honor, Mr. Flowers is on a 2-year sentence. Initially, he owed restitution. That's been paid in full. His current violations are he hadn't reported since 12/4/20. And then when he was arrested, he tested positive for meth on March 24th of 21.
Okay. What do you have to say, Ms. White?
Your Honor, my client has had some problems finding a steady residence and losing his phone number, but he now, since January 11th, has worked for 4LHDD. We have a statement from his employer stating and verifying that he did work. They lay fiber optic cable in Overton, Putnam, Cumberland County, Tennessee, and Cumberland County, Kentucky.
Well, you need to, is this, you want to put some proof on?
Well, I had sent
What do you have to say to the violations, okay? What do you say about the violations?
As far as the violations,
used.
I think there's some issues with the notice based on what I've read within the motion. I don't know that he had notice of these 3 violations, but he's willing.
What do you mean notice? What do you mean? You don't know whether he had notice of the violations?
Okay, the violation on 12/4, I don't see anywhere in the motion that he was given personal notice to report that date. 12/14.
You want to call a witness, Mr. Stockton?
I can. I would just tell Ms. White, she said she sent that verification of employment. I've not received it. I don't know how you sent it, but I've not received it.
Oh, I emailed it to Jennifer at your office yesterday.
Okay, well, she just come back to work today. She's been on vacation, so that's probably the reason I haven't got it.
If I could get your fax number, I could fax it over right now. I'd have to go to the front.
I want to
4701.
know about the violation. Wait, Ms. White, wait.
Okay.
You're talking about why I'm at your aid and not violating for the violations, which is a different issue.
Okay.
Mr. Stockton, do you have a witness?
I do, Mr. Payne.
Mr. Payne, you will raise your right hand. Swear the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do, sir.
Payne. Okay.
Mr. Payne, have you been supervising Mr. Flowers?
I have, sir.
And how long have you been supervising?
I have had him since he was terminated from drug court in 2019.
Okay. And recently, did he have any violations?
He did.
Did you tell the court what they were?
On December the 4th, subject failed to report as directed. He was, let me give you an exact date. On November the 6th, I spoke with subject by phone and advised.
Mr. Cross, will you turn your camera off? In Russell County, will you turn your camera off till the next case is called? Thank you.
I spoke with him on November the 6th and advised him that his next report day would be 12/4 and he needed to contact me on or before that date by phone.
Okay, so this was a phone contact he was supposed to make 12/4, is that correct?
And he was notified on 11/6 of that.
By you telling him?
Yes.
Okay. And did he, go ahead, did he report on 12/4?
He did not. On
Okay.
12/7, I attempted to contact subject at his last reported number and did not receive an answer. I called all numbers listed for subject and did not receive an answer. On 12/8, I mailed a letter and directed subject to contact this officer on December the 14th. He did not contact me on December 14th. On December 16th, conducted a visit at subject's last reported address. He was not home. Subject's father was, and he advised he would see him tonight at work. He was given a contact notice to give subject when he seen him. I received a call from subject on the day I went to his father's house, and I told him to meet me the next morning at the Clinton County Jail.
Now, what day would that have been, Mr. Payne?
December the 16th is the day he called me. On December the 17th, I told him to meet me at the jail on the 17th. He did not report. On December the 18th, I called the same number that he called me for him on the 16th and did not receive an answer. This officer contacted the HR department at Tyson Food, and they advised subject did not work the night of the 16th. However, he did work the night of the 16th. However, he did not work the night of the 17th. A check of justice exchange confirmed that subject was not in jail, and I checked local hospitals and he was not in the hospital. And I requested a warrant on that date.
Okay. Did you have any contact with him prior to the warrant being served?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you have contact with him after the warrant was served?
Yes, I seen him the day after the warrant. The warrant was served on the night of the 23rd, and I seen him the 24th at the jail, and he was positive for methamphetamine. I labbed the results.
Was that in March?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I labbed the results, and when the results come back, he was on-site positive for methamphetamine.
Did he say that did he admit to use of methamphetamine, or did he deny use?
He denied use. He said he hadn't been using any substances.
And what was his general attitude when you met with him at the jail?
That he was going to be out that day. He said, I'll have an ROR for the end of the day. That he was ready to be released, that he was going to get out, that he's been released so many times he was going to get out again. So
okay. I have nothing further.
Do you have any questions, Ms. White?
Just a few. Mr. Payne, what was the mailing address that you sent the letter to on, I think it was the 8th?
It was his father's address. Off the top of my head, I think it was let me look here, 409 Central Street.
Okay. And you said you visited his father on 12/16?
Yes, at 409 Central Street. I knocked on the front door and his father told me to come to the back door, and he opened the door and we stood outside and talked on the patio.
And you told, on that occasion, you gave his father the information when he was to report. Is that correct?
His father advised to me that he would see him at work tonight because they work together or work at the same facility, and that he would have him to contact me in the morning.
Okay. And did he contact you?
He called me I was still in Albany when he called me.
On the 16th?
On the 16th, it was that day. And I directed him to be at the jail the next morning at 8 a.m.
Okay. Was you at the jail at 8 a.m. on that day?
I was.
Do you know if he showed up maybe later, or how long were you at the jail?
I'm not for sure how long I was there, but if he had showed up, the jail would have contacted me.
Okay. Do you know who was working that day at the jail?
I assume that Kenny was there that day. He is there just about every day.
Okay. You stated you gave him notice of the 12/4 visit personally or by phone?
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Okay. Were you aware that the defendant was working in Tennessee for a cable company?
When I last spoke with him on, let me get my date correct, December. When I last spoke with him on December the 16th, he advised me that he was working at Kegel's.
Okay. You weren't aware that just right after that, sometime later, he went to work for this cable company in Tennessee?
I had no contact with him after December the 16th.
Okay. That's all I have of this witness.
No
Anything
redirect.
else?
No redirect.
Okay. Do you have any witnesses you'd like to call?
I would call Ivy Branham just regarding a few questions. I'll have her to sit right over here.
Raise your right hand, ma'am. You swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
State your full name.
Ivy McKenna Branham.
Okay, Ms. White.
Ivy, have you been in a relationship with Travis Flowers since the fall of last year?
Yes, ma'am.
And since that time, first of all, you live in Pickett County, is that correct? In
Yes,
Byrdstown,
ma'am.
Tennessee? And where do you work?
I work with Public Partnership. It's an insurance company. I'm a CNA through them.
You work as a CNA?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any criminal record?
No, ma'am.
And since you've been dating him, have you had any contact with the parole officer?
No, ma'am.
And if he were just given some sanctions and allowed to be released, would you be willing to furnish your phone number and as a backup number and see that Mr. Flowers stays in contact with his
Yes, ma'am.
officer? And do you know if he's had the same phone number since last fall?
I have, as far as I know, no. I mean, it got changed.
You think it's got changed?
Yes,
sometime?
it's been changed. It got changed. Period. He got a new phone and we couldn't get it changed over, so we had to change the number.
Okay, and if he's released, if he's not, wouldn't be allowed
This
to
is
live
not, this is not relevant. This is not relevant. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay.
Ms. Branham, can you hear me?
Wait, Ms. Brown, he may have some questions.
Yes, sir.
So you live in Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Has Mr. Flowers been living down there with you?
Yes, sir.
And how long has he been living with you?
Since January, no, November. He moved in with me in November.
Okay. Has he maintained employment since he's been with you?
Yes, sir.
And how long has he been working for this place he's working at now?
He's been there since January.
Okay. Has he been using drugs at your residence?
No, sir.
Okay. So if he's used meth, it's been somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you work at the Pickett County.
No, I work with public partnership. My house that I stay with is in Pickett County. But public partnership is through TennCare. It's through my patient's insurance company.
Okay. I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to recall a probation parole officer.
Okay.
Mr. Payne, did this gentleman get permission from you to leave the state of Kentucky?
He did not, sir.
Okay, was that one of the conditions of his probation?
When he called me on December the 16th, when I spoke with him, he advised that he was staying at his girlfriend's in Tennessee. And I advised
Was
him.
that a violation?
It is. And I advised him that he needed to report to me the next morning, and we would discuss the violations then. That was not
Do you have any
listed.
questions of this gentleman?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. White, you have anything?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Okay, Mr. Stockton?
Your Honor, the problem I have in this case is he's got a 2-year sentence. He's served quite a bit of time on it. He's not going to be in jail anytime if he's revoked. And it looks like he just can't comply with probation. All this could have been handled easily. All he would have had to done was report to Mr. Payne, tried to put in it for a transfer, reported he had a different job. I mean, and we wouldn't have had any of these problems. I mean, he was out 2 months without the warrant being served. So I don't know if it'd be better to revoke him, let him serve his time, or just let him go his way. But I mean, he's on probation using drugs and not reporting.
Yeah, what do you have to say, Ms. White?
Your Honor, I realize that he has missed and non-complied with several things, but at this point, if he could have another chance, he would be willing. His girlfriend has advised that she would be willing. They would live in Clinton County with his father. He would go back to his job with the fiber optic cable company, and that's with permission to work out of state by his parole officer. Otherwise, he would work as a mechanic at his father's house. His girlfriend is willing to provide her phone number and keep him in contact in the event he's working out of area or whatever. But
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know, probation is not a right that anyone has. It is an opportunity. It is a privilege that's been given to people, Mr. Flowers. I was waiting for you to testify, to say that you had some contrition, that you were sorry that you violated the terms, that you would be willing to have further. I never did hear any of that. The only thing I heard was testimony that you telling the probation parole officer that you didn't much care because you're going to be out on ROR in a few minutes. So it seems like to me, and you were using drugs. There's no explanation of that or whatsoever. So I think that I cannot allow the orders of the court to be so openly disregarded, and so I'm going to revoke you, and you probably won't have to serve much time, and then you'll be on parole, and you'll be on the authority of this court. Probation and parole can take care of that. Thank you very much. What's the next case that you want to call, Mr. Stockton?
I don't have any preference, Your Honor. We can
Let's
call
go.
Mr.
Let's go to Russell. Let's go to Russell County. What do you, Mr. Cross, are you where you can hear now?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. You have a case you'd like to call?
Yes, we have a Smith case. He's in Clinton County Jail before we go to Russell, if you could.
Commonwealth versus Jimmy D. Jr. Are you Jimmy D. Smith?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is 19 CR 0015 and 18 CR 00113. We're here today on a motion to revoke. Mr. Stockton, would you like to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Smith has a motion to revoke. He's got a 5-year sentence on criminal possession of a forced instrument and possession of a controlled substance first. And I would call Mr. Payne to lay out the violations, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Payne, will you raise your right hand? The testimony about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay,
Person-
state your name, with whom you're employed.
Person
What
paying
you-
probation and parole, supervised probation and parolees out of Clinton County.
Okay, Mr. Stockton.
Mr. Payne, how long have you been supervising Mr. Smith?
Since he was granted shock probation on March the 27th, 2020, there was about less than a month while he was at treatment that he was supervised by another officer. Then I took back over when he returned to Clinton.
Okay. What violations has he had since you started supervising?
His current violation was he failed to complete treatment and he failed to submit to a drug screen.
Okay, and when did that occur?
He entered treatment on March the 10th, 2021 at the Healing Place in Campbellsville. He was drove over there by myself and another officer. On March the 23rd, he was discharged, or I received a discharge summary, and he left on March the 22nd. He was discharged from treatment. On March the 23rd, probation and parole conducted a visit at his house with Trooper Warner, and subject was arrested and lodged. Subject was administered a drug screen, on-site positive for meth. Subject denied use, did not provide enough urine to be sent to the lab for testing. Subject was advised at 1 p.m. At 1 p.m. this officer would return for a drug test. At 2:24, 2:43, and 3:47, subject was administered a drug screen by Officer Farrell and unable to provide a urine sample.
Has that been a pattern with Mr. Smith, that he's either provided too little urine or not supplied enough to have tests in the past? Or was this the only time in March?
I'm thinking this may be the only time this time on supervision, sir.
Okay. And have you tried to have him in treatment? This was a long-term treatment. He was supposed to complete it at the Healing Place, wasn't he?
Yes, we sent him after he was arrested on March the 1st for assault. He admitted to me that he had used methamphetamine, or he was on-site positive for methamphetamine and Suboxone, and I got the lab results back that it was positive, and that's when we sent him to treatment.
Okay. Was he supposed to complete SAP-IOP or any other type of treatment before this?
Before that, he was supposed to attend Adonta for substance abuse counseling, and he failed to do so.
Okay. Is the assault case still pending?
The last time I looked, it was, sir. I didn't follow up.
Okay. And you got him on shock probation. That's when you first started supervising. Is that correct?
This time, yes, sir.
And you're aware that he has been in drug court in the past?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Tell me something about the assault charge.
Above subject had Dale E. Watson living at his residence for 2 months. On this date, Mr. Watson and his wife went to the neighbor's home to call the police. Upon arrival, victim had injury to his head and leg and had blood on his hands. Both victim and wife stated Mr. Smith took a stick of wood and started beating on him. Victim and wife also had 3 small children in the home which had no electric.
Okay. Who was the officer on that? You're reading from a citation.
Sheriff Vincent.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Cross, would you like to inquire?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Carson, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Carson, did Mr. Smith tell you why he assaulted Mr. Watson?
He advised that Mr. Watson had been living with him and that he was not helping, and he asked him to help him bring him wood and he wouldn't, so he smacked him with a piece of wood.
Okay. So Mr. Watson was apparently living there and not contributing to the household, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, did Mr. Smith tell you why he left the rehab at the healing place?
Something that was going on with his girlfriend.
Okay. Did he also mention his truck being stolen and his mobile home being ransacked?
He mentioned that his truck had been stolen and been broke into, but that is no reason to leave rehab.
Now, Mr. Smith owns a little trailer and piece of property here in Clinton County where he lives, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Smith's problems over the years have basically been regarding, other than this assault, it's basically been regarding use of drugs, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this assault, is it only a 4th degree assault?
That is what he was charged with.
Okay. That's all the questions I have of Mr. Payne, Your Honor.
No redirect.
Any redirect? Okay, do you have any other witnesses, Mr. Stockton?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cross, would you like to call any witnesses?
I'd like to call the defendant.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes.
raise your right hand, Mr. Smith. Swear the testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
You have the right to remain
Smith.
silent. Anything you say can be used against you. Do you understand that? Do you waive this right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Cross, you may proceed.
Yes. Mr. Smith, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, I want to talk about why you left the drug rehab, the healing place. Could you explain to the court and Mr. Stockton what prompted you to leave over there?
Well, me back up to prior to getting out from shock probation, my father had died, which they denied me to come to the funeral. They would not let me come to the funeral. They released me the day after, which he left me the property. Okay, that's all I have left of my father, and what is in the house and the belongings. Okay, at treatment, I called home, found out that I had a girlfriend. My girlfriend had supposedly overdosed, and that my trailer had been broke into and all my stuff had been stolen, and my truck had been stolen, which is still, who knows. I guess would say panicked, and it's all I have left of my father.
Have you, since you came home, have you found out who ransacked your trailer and took all of your stuff?
I don't know who got broke into my trailer, but I do know where my truck's supposed to be at.
Okay, just out of curiosity, who has your truck?
William Shekels.
Okay, the court knows that name too. Okay, now, you've got a place to live, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's your daddy's little mobile home and lot at the old airport, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Have you got a job if you get out of here?
Yes, sir, I do have a job.
And I believe we sent Mr. Stockton proof of that. Or
Yes,
at least
sir.
of that. Could you tell the court about that?
Yes, it's a sawmill that, it's on the Salina line. It's a newly started place, and I had a job before I was arrested this last time. Didn't get to make it to the job because I got arrested, but he's willing to give me a chance and work me.
Mr. Smith, are you, I believe that statement we sent Mr. Stockton said he had a job for you if you'd show up for work every day. Can you do that?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Yeah.
Can you drive down there and maintain full-time employment?
If I can get my truck back, sir, I wouldn't have a problem. That wouldn't be no problem at all, sir.
Well, what if you don't get your truck back? Can you get
I
down?
still get there.
Is your
My
brother?
brother come get me. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you understand that if you're released, you'll have to maintain full-time employment.
I have no trouble with that, sir.
Okay. Have you done a lot of sawmill work in the past?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, who would be living with you, Mr. Smith?
Just me for the time being.
Okay. And I'm not going to get into this stuff about Mr. Watson. We'll not get into that today. So we don't have to answer anything about that, but I will ask you, have you been to court on that case?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you've not pled not guilty yet?
Not played nothing on it. No, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Smith, is there anything else you'd like to tell us today?
I'm sorry that I panicked and ran. It's just like I said, I didn't even get to go to my father's funeral. I was released the day after. That's all I have left of him.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Stockton? You're muted, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, you said you got out the day after your father's funeral. When were you released from prison?
I can't remember the exact date, sir. I'm not good with dates and times.
Well, you've been out probably at least a year, hadn't you?
Yes, sir. I've been out a year this time. Yes.
Where have you worked since then?
Basically for myself, during this pandemic, it's been hard to get another job, sir.
So you've not had a full-time job anywhere since you got out of prison?
I had my tattoo business I run, which has been my income. Carson Payne knows all about that. I make a pretty good living at that, but I'm trying to get in another line of business, something more upstanding.
Well, one thing that bothers me about this is the fact of the drug use. Even if you get a job, that's no guarantee that you're going to get your drug use under control.
I'm playing, sir. Got my head on straight this time. That's all I can say, really.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Smith, how long have you been clean?
About 3 months now.
Is that the longest you've been clean for some time other than?
No, sir. No, sir.
You've been
I've
clean?
been clean most of the time since I've been out. I only had like 2 dirties.
Okay.
And
have you cooperated with Mr. Payne on giving him
everything is asked for. Everything he's ever asked of. Complied.
Except this one time?
Just this one screening, I just couldn't go.
All right. That's all I have, Your Honor.
And Mr. Stockton, what do you have to say about the case?
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Smith left the healing place without permission. He didn't complete the Donna counseling like he's supposed to. He's had trouble producing on his test. He's not been in compliance. I don't doubt him when he says he's had some hardship. But sometimes you bring hardship on yourself. And so I think there's ample evidence to revoke his probation if that's what the court desires. And he's on shock probation. It's not like he hadn't been given any chances before.
Can I say one thing?
Mr. Smith, you don't really need to talk anything else, if that's all right, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Stockton, you've got that statement from the sawmill. Could you read that into the record for us, perhaps?
If I can read it, if the judge wants to hear it, let's see here.
I've got it if you don't. May I read it into the record, Your Honor?
I have no objection. I can't see it hardly on my phone.
Okay. Your Honor, it states, it's from Watson Sawmill, LLC. I, Eli Watson, will give Jim Smith the job at Watson Sawmill, LLC at $10 an hour if he will show up every day. Watson Sawmill, LLC, 1299 Fire Hall Road, Salina, Tennessee. Eli Watson. It's got his phone number. Your Honor, may I make a summation argument for Mr. Smith?
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, he's better off than some people. He's never been a trafficker. He's got his own home that he lives in. He's had a lot of issues with drug use. I don't know what I'd have done if I'd have been in his position about leaving the rehab. It doesn't excuse it, but I think it does mitigate it, what he said. Mr. Stockton and I were both familiar with his father, and I think what Mr. Smith has said is basically correct on that. I look at it this way, Your Honor. If he's got a home, if he's got full-time work for him, this court would let him out on the condition, full-time employment, no further problems, be subject to random screens, and just see what he can do. He's
the problem that I have is he's already been shock probated once. Then he wouldn't go to treatment, and I have no doubt that what he says is sincere today, but I just don't think he's amenable to complying. What kind of sentence does he have, Mr. Stockton?
It's a 5-year sentence, Your Honor. He's probably got enough time in to be parole eligible. Pretty close. Yeah, but
not too far. He's got a few months, several months in. And Your Honor, I understand completely what you're saying, but these are strange times. And if he's
well, I understand how strange the times are here. Mr. Payne, how much time does he have in?
I'm looking right now, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, my rough math, I'll have to figure the days he's been in jail now will be around 150 days, not counting the time that he was on shock, and I can tell you how many days that was.
When will he be eligible for parole?
have to be 270 days, 9 months.
So,
at least another 4 months.
Let's
It's
see.
good
He's
work.
got,
This is good working weather, Your Honor. If I think it would be great.
I understand.
he's got he has 5 months of shock time that will count for him. So 5 months plus the 150 days. So
he's parole eligible if he's revoked, sounds like.
very close, yes.
Making sure that he could be in compliance or treatment or anything. Do you see anything, or you just think he's pretty much used up his potential to comply?
Judge, I didn't hear all that question if you was talking to me.
I said, do you have anything that you think would work for this gentleman here? I mean, he hasn't complied in the past.
I feel that probation and parole has exhausted our options.
It appears to be the same situation. Mr. Smith, I believe the best route of action for you is just to let the parole board let you out, and then you won't have such restrictions that you have. And I'm sorry for the loss of your father. I've experienced that myself. It's a very painful situation, and I hope you can turn your life around while you're in there. You can get some kind of treatment. Okay. Thank you very much.
I think that's all I have this morning, Your Honor. If we may be.
Okay.
What about the Vivitrol shot?
Let's go to the Russell.
He had a chance to take that Vivitrol shot and he didn't do it.
Yeah. Let's go to Russell County. Mr. Hurt, who do you have? Is your client in Russell County?
Yes, excuse me. Yes, Judge. I have Commonwealth versus Christopher Burton. It's 20 CR
I got
29.
it. Christopher Burton. Could we call Christopher Burton?
1 second, Your Honor. We'll have to get him. We have Joseph Ebner in here. We didn't bring them in together due to.
Okay, Joseph. What's Joseph's name?
Joseph Ebner.
Okay, I've got Commonwealth versus Joseph Edner, and we'll do your case next, Mr. Hurt.
Thank you, Judge.
Commonwealth versus Joseph Evener, 20 CR 0027. Are you Joseph Evener?
Yes, sir.
Here for a pretrial conference. Were you born in 1989?
Sure.
Last four digits of your social security number, 4535.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Payne, you can turn your camera off now.
Sorry, Judge.
This is a pretrial conference. The charge is burglary and being a persistent felony offender. Do y'all have anything? There's also 20 CR 0028, which is assault, burglary, and persistent felony offender. Have y'all worked anything out on this, Mr. Sheffett?
No, Your Honor, not at this point. Mr. Evner is a co-defendant to Mr. Hurt's client, Burton. And I think the Commonwealth at some point in the past had, due to statements that were made by Burton, had elected to try the Burton case first. So I guess, I don't know what the court's position is on setting trials, or whether they want to,
Was this the trailer, or the home invasion case?
It was, Your Honor, with Miss Flonnie Furl, the one that we took her in court testimony.
Yeah.
And Mr. Sheffett's correct. I had Mr. Burton set for trial in December, and we had to cancel that because of COVID. I think it was last December before or something, whenever it was. So everything's been in a holding pattern until we could set a trial date for Mr. Burton.
I'm not prepared to set trial dates today yet, but we will be shortly after. Ms. Thompson, what's the most recent order that we have from the Supreme Court?
May 1st.
We can set them after May 1st?
Yes, we can resume having in-person court May 1st.
Okay. Well, we have this case, the next time we have court in Clinton County is May 6th. So that's just a week after we can start resuming things. So if we'll come back to this case on the 6th, we'll set a trial. And since he hasn't been able to make bond, we'll try to make sure we have the trial sometime in May or early June, one or the other. But I'm just not quite comfortable setting it yet. But by then we should be. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Well, if we can try Mr. Burton in June, is the court going to impanel a new jury for July?
Haven't decided yet.
Well, I was thinking if we
I'm going to be over there. Yeah, it would appear that if you tried one of these with this jury, then the other one could be tried with the next jury. But
that's what I was thinking.
I'm going to come to Clinton County today to get the return of the grand jury in person this afternoon. And so I thought we would discuss with the clerk while we were there. He had previously requested a jury to be sent down, and I thought I would sit down with you and the clerk this afternoon and see logistically how we could do that and keep everybody safe. He's very interested in that because he contacted us last month. And so if we'll sit down and make sure we do that this afternoon, and Mr. Sheffett, as soon as we decide when we're calling a new jury in, we'll try to set this other case so your client can get one pretty quickly too. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now let's go back to Mr. Hurt's case. Mr. Hurt, your client was?
Christopher Burton, Judge. He is also at the Russell County Detention Center.
Commonwealth versus Christopher Burton, 20 CR 0026. Now this is a case. This is the case that we spoke about that was companion case. There are two indictments here: 20 CR 0029 and 20 CR 0031. What we will do is you're going to choose to try Mr. Burton first. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll come back on May the 6th in this case, and we'll set a trial for sometime in May, Mr. Hurt. So, I mean, I'll give you a few days. So you just go ahead and prepare the case to be tried sometime.
We
in
may
May.
need to set it in the end of May or in June, Your Honor. I've got a week. I'm going to be out in May, so I don't know if we can do it in May or not.
You got a new assistant.
Well, this is a case I'm familiar with. I ran around myself. If
No,
possible.
the assistant's listening. I thought we just put him in a panic here.
Oh, he's down at the grand jury today with Mr.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll discuss this and see if we can find a trial date then in May.
May 6th, pre-trial.
We'll be here for pre-trial, and if you have any agreement worked out between then and now, it would be a good thing probably. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. That's all I have.
Okay, have a great day.
Thanks, Judge. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Steve Coleman.
Now, who else do you have, Russell County? We'll just go down and finish yours out while you're here.
We also have Miss Christy Chrisley and Miss Amber York.
Okay, Christy Chrisley will do if you get her up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Commonwealth versus Christy Renee Chrisley, 19CR0051. A revocation hearing. Who represents this lady?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, you want to, Miss Chrisley, were you born in 1984? Last four digits of social security number 9585. I can't hear you. Okay. Mr. Stockton, would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, Ms. Chrisley has an 8-year sentence, traffic and controlled substance first. She was, after doing a split sentence, she was placed in drug court. She's had 10 positive tests and 2 failures to appear. My understanding is she was going to stipulate.
Is that correct, Mr. Sheffett?
Yes, Your Honor. We would stipulate that completing drug court was a condition of her probation, and she failed to do so.
Okay, well, we will revoke, and she will start the sentence. I hope you can turn yourself around, Miss Chrisley. Okay? Thank you for being here. And who else do you have in Russell County? Another.
Miss Amber York.
York, okay.
She's Malloy on the
Malloy.
docket.
Okay. Commonwealth versus Amber D. Malloy, 18CR0084. Ms. Malloy, will you lower your mask so that we can see you? You were born in 1988. Okay, I can't hear you. I think something wrong with the microphone there in Russell County. Will y'all check on that? Can you say something now?
Can you hear now, Your Honor?
I can hear now, yeah. Ms. Malloy, were you born in 1988?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Proceed, Mr. Stockton.
This is their motion for shock, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Sheffett?
Your Honor, Ms. Malloy, I believe it's a 4-year sentence. We've waited nearly to the end of our 6 months to file for this. She does have a pending indictment in Wayne County. It's a possession charge where she appeared Tuesday, and they're kind of, my understanding from speaking with her counsel is that they would probate her if she was not in custody. And if she remains in custody, they would run that case concurrent. They are willing to probate her. I always have referred to her as York, but Miss Malloy would dearly like to get out. She's made plans to go to Bowling Green, and I'd like to have her give her a chance to talk about that.
Okay, raise your right hand, Ms. Malloy. Swear the testimony that gives the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Sheffett.
Amber, now you speak up real good. I'm having a little trouble hearing you, okay?
Okay.
Judge, can you hear her?
Barely. Speak up like you calling the hogs.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay,
That's
there we
good.
go. There we go. State your name.
Amber Malloy.
Okay. And if you were released, what are your plans?
I plan to move to Bowling Green. I have a friend of the family that lives over there that's willing to let me move in with her. She works for a pediatrician. She's never been in any kind of trouble. There's no drug use in the home. It'll be a good environment for me to live in. She has me a job lined up at a motel, and I've been doing, having her and my mother research some places for me to do meetings for Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. I have a list of those here as well, as far as my recovery goes.
Okay. Do you have any intentions as far as pursuing educational goals?
Yes, sir. I plan to try to get into Bowling Green Community College this summer if I'm released in time. If not, it would be in the fall.
Okay. What do you have a particular area you want to study?
I want to get into psychology. I want to work with younger people that try to rebel, or just try to help children get on the right track that may be going down the same path that I did when I was younger. Maybe we can get a hold on this. Maybe we can help the younger generation to where they're not the way that I grew up to become.
What's your understanding of, or when do you go to court again in Wayne County? Do you know?
May 18th.
Is that case holding you, or are you out on bond on that case?
I've got a surety bond on it. I can make it if I am released on this.
Okay. What's your understanding of what your options are in that case?
They're willing to probate it. The only reason it hasn't been yet is because I'm incarcerated. If I can't get probated, then I'll get a concurrent sentence.
Okay. You have anything else you'd like the Commonwealth or the court to hear?
Yes, Your Honor, I know I've been given multiple chances, and if I can just get this one more chance, I plan on getting out of Clinton County and staying away from my old people, places, and things. Everything that's happened to me has been, I take full responsibility for that, Your Honor, but I just ask that you give me one more chance to have a productive life.
Mr. Stockton?
Where were you staying last year when you were outside supervision between January and October of 2020?
I was between Bowling Green and Louisville.
You was between Bowling Green and Louisville? I can't hear her, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was you staying at this same place you're wanting to stay now?
No, sir.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
You have any other witnesses, Mr. Sheffield?
No, Your Honor.
You wish to call witnesses, Mr. Stockton?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Stockton, would you like to respond to Mr. Sheffield's motion?
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, Ms. Malloy was given a 7-year sentence previously. She served 6 months before she was released on probation. She was revoked on her probation on 11/5/20. She's parole eligible September of 21, so she's got about 6 more months till she's parole eligible. She absconded. We filed about 3 or 4 motions to revoke probation. She was finally revoked when she absconded from January the 1st, 2020 through October the 3rd, 2020. And she had been in rehab before at Skyhope. She'd been terminated. She was terminated from South IOP because she absconded. She'd had issues in Wayne County where she'd passed out from an overdose. I'm sure Miss Malloy would like to be out because she always did what she wanted to while she's on probation. So I guess she thinks she can do the same thing while she's on shock probation. I don't know. But I would be opposed to probation, shock probation, just because I don't want to be chasing her down again. I don't want to have to find her again in NCIC and try to get her arrested when she violates.
Yeah. Well, your name is very familiar to me because of all the times that we've had you here. It looks like, though, that you'll be eligible for parole very soon, and maybe it will be easier for you to live under the terms of parole than it is probation. So I hope things turn around for you and the opportunity's still there when you make parole. So I'm going to deny the motion for shock probation. Thank you for being here. Do we have anybody else in Russell County?
No, Your Honor, that's it for us here in Russell County.
Okay, well, thank you so very much. You have a great day.
You all too.
So let's go back to the beginning of the docket, I guess, and we got Justin Joe Daly. It's coming to flood over here, Mr. Stockton. You got rain going on over there?
It's coming to flood here too, Your Honor.
Yeah. Justin Joe Daly.
Is Mr. Book out on the line? I don't know who that number is. That 3578. He's a witness in this case.
606-425-3578. Would you identify yourself?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Attorney Keith McLam standing in for Attorney Jennifer Thomas in a circuit civil matter.
Okay.
That's not, what time is that, Ms. Thompson?
1:30 Central.
It's not on till 1:30 Central Time.
Okay.
1:30 Central Time. Okay, thank you.
You got it.
Yeah, let me find it. See if he can get on Zoom.
Justin Joe Daly, Clinton County.
He's not in custody is my understanding. I checked with the jail this morning.
Well, where is he?
This is a motion to revoke bond.
So he won't be here. What do you have, Mr. Stockton?
Well, he was placed on home incarceration with a bracelet. Back in February, he violated that. He was arrested, then he was released without any, I don't know what happened. Then I filed another motion to revoke bond. I kind of got aggravated with the sheriff. I said, I've done this once and he's been released. I said, I don't know. So I filed a second one because basically both times he's been out running around wherever he wants to go on the ankle monitor. And I've got Mr. Bookout to see on the line. And I've got Mr. Bookout subpoenaed. I told him he need to be here by Zoom. And if this is the way we want to operate on home incarceration, don't even want to fool with you.
Well, this.
Well, I mean, I can't get my witness here. I've told him he needs to be available. So, I mean, if I can't.
Well, I'm fixing to revoke his bond.
Okay.
Because the things were submitted, I think, as a part of the motion as far as all the different locations Bookout had been. And we'll be back. We'll revoke his bond, and you can see who's on his bond, and if there's a surety on it, you can take whatever action you think is appropriate on it.
Okay.
Okay.
And you want a warrant requested?
Do what? A warrant requested?
Can you request?
Yeah, a warrant requested, please. Okay, Joseph Evner, we've already done Joseph Evner, right? Is that correct? We did Joseph Evner earlier.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Sierra Piercy. Commonwealth versus Sierra Piercy, 20 CR 0056. Are you Sierra Piercy?
Yeah.
Were you born in 1997?
Yeah.
The last four digits, Social Security in 9762. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, we're here. In your case, Mr. Stockton, what do you have? It says
he's on for a motion to revoke her misdemeanor probation, but she is eligible for drug court. She's been voted in. Mr. Cross is oriented her, so she's ready to be released.
I need to sign an order.
Yes, and she needs to make sure she reports across.
When is the orientation schedule?
I think he did it yesterday is what he told me while she was in jail.
Okay, well, I'll sign the order, and Miss Pierce, it's a good opportunity for you to be a free young lady at this time of year. It's nice out there. Maybe you plant a big garden, but just make sure you take advantage of this opportunity. These drugs are not easy to walk away from, are they?
No.
Good luck to you. William Shickles. Is this where the truck allegedly was, or?
That's my understanding from Mr. Smith.
William Shickles.
I don't know if this is the reason he got beat up in jail over the truck or not.
Yeah.
No, sir, I have a bill of sale for the truck.
You got a bill of sale for the truck. That's good.
Yeah, well, you can solve a bunch of your issues here today. It's William Allen Shickles, 16 CR 0013. You're here today on a review. What do you have, Mr. Stockton?
This is the same situation as Mr. Piercy. I'm sorry. He was in jail on a motion to revoke. He's been assessed for drug court. He's been voted in, and he was oriented yesterday.
Okay, Mr. Shickles, I'm going to sign an order allowing you to be released to go to drug court. I want you to take advantage of this opportunity now, man. You can turn your life around and be free all summer. When the water hadn't warmed up enough to go fishing very much yet, but it's fixing to get there. So maybe you can plant a garden, go fishing, stay off this stuff, okay? Okay, good luck to you. Ricky Stockton.
Your Honor, that's on for review. Someone paid $150 on his behalf. Also, I received this morning by fax an assignment from his attorney assigning proceeds from a lawsuit to go toward paying this debt off to the victim in this case. So I would just like to.
How much left is unpaid?
Approximately $7,000, a little less than $7,000, I think.
Okay, well, I'll continue it generally. You renotice it when we need to.
Okay, thank you.
Commonwealth versus Trenton D. Tucker. Are you Trenton Tucker?
Yes, sir.
This is 20 CR 0030. Were you born in 1995, Mr. Tucker?
Yes, sir.
Last four digits, social security number is 6299.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Stockton.
He was awaiting pretrial, Your Honor. There's a new case going to the grand jury today on assault third as regards a deputy jailer. And he has another case, and I'll be asking for a trial date, May the 6th.
Okay, we'll be back here with your case on May the 6th. And is there two cases in front of the grand jury or just
No,
one?
he's charged with fleeing and evading. That's what he's incarcerated on. And during his time at the jail, recently there was an incident, so it's going to the grand jury today.
Okay, well, we'll see you then on May the 6th. Okay? May the 6th. Thank you very much.
Is there any way I get a bond set on it, sir?
I don't.
Your Honor, I have filed a bond motion on this and set it for today.
I didn't receive it.
Would you want to have a hearing on it then?
Okay.
I don't mind having a hearing. I'd like to be prepared for it, though. I'd like to have notice of it and have my
We
witness.
should have received it on March. Well, I apologize. We sent it on March 30th. Or attempted to send it. I'm not. Maybe I was one who attempted to send it.
Well, why don't you just call the Commonwealth and talk to them about the bond, and then if y'all, since there's been some problem with the service on it, and if you want to set up a hearing date before May the 6th, I'll accommodate y'all on that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any other matter to come before the Clinton Circuit Court? It will reconvene at 1:30. Mr. Stockton, will you check with the grand jury up there and see what time they'll need me, if they'll need me before 1:30?
Well, I may know more after lunch. I got a text from the foreperson who's also our director at the wellness center, and he said if he's going to have to cancel our meeting tonight, probably because at 10:23 they still had 38 cases to go.
Well, my presence at 1:30 seems appropriate.
Yeah, I think you'll have plenty of time to.
Okay.